Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Doing the Damn Thing. Thank you so much for being here. We are so excited to get into this video. But before we do, remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Today's episode, we are going to be giving you and your business some tips for being in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement.
Diversity and respect for people is always top of mind for us here at Doing the Damn Thing. And ever since the murder of George Floyd on May 25th, 2020, we as a group has been talking about how we wanted to share our own disgust for the incident and our support for the Black Lives Movement. And so just about every week since we've had since it happened, we've had a discussion amongst ourselves to talk about what we wanted to do in order to show our support, and while not seeming like we were just jumping on a train. So we figured that since we've been doing that every week, that there's probably other small businesses out there that have also been suffering and trying to figure that out. So we reached out to our friends at the Justice Collective, who do exactly that work around racial and social equity, to see what their advice for entrepreneurs that want to show their support, but don't just want it to land as like a ploy or have their business like just not targeted by racial injustices.
For those of you who aren't familiar with the Justice Collective, they are a women of color operated and owned social impact consultancy firm that centers around racial and social equity. They were formed in 2015 as a response to the movement for Black lives and growing concerns for rising injustices. They work to empower leadership within our organizations, companies, and movements. They identify critical challenges and leverage opportunities to take measurable steps toward a bolder vision for our workplaces and our communities.
We will also be addressing the common problem of vanity metrics that we see in businesses today. Vanity metrics are when you may look good to others on the outside, but you haven't taken a critical look at maybe your inclusivity strategies that are in the business. So to those who are moved by the call of Black Lives Matter and the movement to support, thanks for tuning in. This is a great place to start. So here are 6 ways that you can show up in this moment, as provided to us by our friends at the Justice Collective.
Practice staying present. A lot of conversations that are happening right now will inevitably activate you in one way or another. Maybe you hear or see something that really gets your blood pressure to rise. Are you feeling guilty? Maybe you're feeling angry, and maybe you're just feeling heartbroken. Whatever the feelings are, just pause and take a deep breath. I know it's so simple, but it's the most accessible tool we all have to just stay present. We don't need to react immediately to everything that we see and hear. Oftentimes, we actually just need some time to process. Allow yourself to take that time to check in with yourself and then decide how you want to proceed. Diversify who you are listening to and learning from. This goes for your professional development as much as for your personal IG or your Twitter or Facebook, all the medias. It's important that we make sure that we are hearing different perspectives and experiences. Make sure that you find people who have already been doing this work and follow their cues on how to move forward. There's a lot of wisdom and inspiration out there as long as we just open ourselves up to it.
Listen and learn. There are so many great resources available and in circulation right now. We've included a carefully curated list by Rachel Ricketts for anti-racism resources in the description below. This is a really great place for you to start. Make sure that anything that you're learning is coming from Black activists, scholars, and leaders who have already been educating on anti-racism. Their lived experience and knowledge will help those of us who don't share that same experience understand what's going on in the country and globally.
Avoid showing solidarity as a vanity metric. And now what we mean by that is just don't make a public statement because you feel you have to. Chances are it won't be coming from a genuine place and it will fall flat. So we understand the urge to jump in and align yourself with what's going on right now to avoid being called out. But if you want to show your support and solidarity, you can always share a message like, you are here, you are listening, you are learning. It's that simple. No one expects anyone to get this right from the start. In fact, you are going to mess up a lot. And that's okay. You'll need a certain amount of humility and resilience to push through this type of challenging moment. Now, you're probably going to be uncomfortable, and that's okay too. Transformation often presents us with an opportunity to meet a challenge with curiosity and compassion. Right now, you're being invited to rise to the challenge. Consider your impact. Now, as we've said, all businesses are social impact businesses. So have you considered whether your impact is a positive one? Or could it be unintentionally doing harm? As entrepreneurs, our businesses often reflect our values. So ask yourself a couple of these questions. Does your business accurately reflect you? Who and what are you representing? How accessible is your business? What practices do you have in place to ensure equitable hiring? How is racism upheld in your chosen industry? Are the leaders in your field predominantly white? Are there ways where you can source materials, goods, or services from local Black-owned businesses? And if you have a brick and mortar, what kind of impact does your space have on the local community?
6, stay curious. Curiosity is the simplest way to navigate discomfort. Often, discomfort arises to alert us of something. Explore that with curiosity. The same applies to new information, situations, people, experiences, etc. We close ourselves off to some amazing things because of fear, judgment, and our assumptions. If we meet all of those discomforts, fears, judgments, and curiosity, we will usually learn something about ourselves and the world around us. So stay open.
To the entrepreneurs and small businesses that have already been amplifying this message and working toward racial equity, keep it up. Continue to examine your values, practices, and networks. As you know, this is lifelong learning. There are always ways to ensure a more equitable work environment and, above all, a more equitable world. Oh, and always
Capitalize the B.
Capitalize the B.
Capitalize the B.
In Black.
When talking about Black people.
When talking about Black people.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We really hope you enjoyed this episode. We also wanted to sign off by saying and reminding you that this is a process. Please be patient, be vigilant, stay curious, stay engaged. So please, thank you so much for watching. And remember to like, share, comment, subscribe for Doing the Damn Thing. But also follow the Justice Collective on IG. They are at justice_collect, and on LinkedIn and Facebook as well. Thank you so much for watching again. Bye.
Bye, everyone.